Hey everybody, Warman here. So I wanted to mix things up a little. I've noticed a lot of recurring comments on the most recent videos as well as on our Discord. Some of these common questions I want to address. Every now and then I'm thinking we might do a video like this. I'm also gonna take this as an opportunity to give little tidbits and news, as applicable. Without further ado, let's get started. Alright, so this one's a big one. Why don't the Teutonic Knights have horns anymore? Because those helms, while very cool looking, were only ceremonial. Medieval 2 lied to you guys. This was something that was only fully verified around the time Banksy revamped their roster. Now I don't blame anybody for finding this a little jarring, especially when you consider the fact that the 2017 video has this as the thumbnail, which I would freely admit was deliberately clickbaity. But that's why we put on the disclaimer on so many of our videos that this is a work in progress and subject to change. Because we're always updating and improving our stuff. So in a similar vein like that, I saw some questions talking about why don't the Polish have winged hussars? While hussars were around by this point, we literally gave them to Hungary. The winged version that everybody loves is much later. The mod ends at 1500. So anything that came about after logically just wouldn't be in. This also applies to stuff like the Swiss Guard for the Papal States. It's just out of the time frame. Much to my personal chagrin on that one, I promise you. Seriously, I wanted to have to put the Swiss Guard in the mod, but they're just outside the time frame. Okay, here comes a big one. Will there be a jihad mechanic? And this one's gonna take some explaining. Okay, just to preface this, we do not claim to be religious scholars. We do our research though, and I want to give a shout out to fellow mod team member Z Samono for kind of helping me explain it to me. While we do want to give our Muslim factions their own mechanics like everyone else, everyone's gonna get their own stuff, we promise. The jihad is one that's been greatly oversimplified and overblown by Medieval 2. Again, this is one of those cases where Medieval 2 lied. Don't trust Medieval 2, guys. As much as we love that game, it's not exactly a good reference point. In Medieval 2, it's basically like the Muslim version of the Crusade, but that's just not how that worked. Well, for starters, Islam was not centralized the way Catholicism was at the time. The Caliph might have been the nominal ruler of the faith, but Islam itself in practice was very decentralized, with prominent scholars and their students shaping it and adopting their own views and branches. Jihad itself is also a vague term that can mean a lot of things. Typically it pertains to struggle. Like on an individual level, you can have a jihad to lose weight. In our case, the jihad is the struggle of the Muslim community to advance and protect the interests of Islam. These include just defending a border or raiding enemy territory, what have you. The man guarding the border and the man raiding enemy territory would both be considered on jihad, they're both valid. By technicality, although this would be kind of a redundancy, literally any action you do in the campaign could be considered a jihad if you spun it the right way as for the interests of Islam. Furthermore, unlike crusades, which are more concentrated attacks on a specific target more or less, jihads are supposed to be a constant duty. Now this is sort of reflected in Medieval 2 with the fact that jihads don't really end, unlike crusades, but that's about it. It's not for specific targets, it's just a general movement of the faith to, spread, advance the interests and protect it. It's just not the same. That being said, if we do plan on having some kind of mechanics in there, but if we do have something like a jihad, just don't expect it to be how Medieval 2 did it. Oh, and just to preempt a counterpoint some people might make, people might think that a crusade could also be viewed in this nebulous manner because of the modern definition, which is a long and determined attempt to achieve something you strongly believe in. Yeah, that's a modern abstract use of the word and just not how it was viewed during the time frame of the mod. Crusades were concentrated military campaigns based on a specific target based on the Papal Bull. It's just not the same. Alright, so now I'm going to take this time to just, these aren't really answering questions, it's more like acknowledgements. Some of these we've already acknowledged on the Discord, but if you're strictly following us through the YouTube channel, you might not be aware about certain things. For starters, we are aware of the public order issues a lot of people are dealing with, especially in Anatolia. We've been working on it, and with the next major update, that's going to be fixed. On a similar vein of the opposite, we're also trying out some adjustments to make the various Christian factions want to fight each other more. So stay tuned on that one. We also plan on adjusting the turns per year thing from 1 turn per year to 2 turns per year. Again, that's going to be coming the next major update, and that's going to hopefully reduce or outright fix some of the weird issues people are having with like AI characters living like 200 something years. Now, if you wanted us to go back to the original 4 turns per year, we're not going to do that, because we want to make sure that people can actually reach the mid and late game stuff in a timely fashion. For example, if it was 4 turns per year, it would take around 352 turns just to reach the 1300s, and then another 400 turns to just reach the 1400s. Once the later tier units are added and you guys actually see and are playing to see how long it will take you, I'm pretty sure you guys will agree with us at that point that 2 turns per year is the best option. We also finally found a way to fix the replay bug. So massive credit to Sarah Temmer, she's one of the modders for the Rise of Mordor project, and I believe she's also the leader of the Last Alliance mod for Shogun 2. She pretty much had discovered this fix and basically let us know about it, and we tested it out, and yeah, it worked. So best of luck with your mod, Sarah. A little shout out there. Also, as a reminder, please make sure you have the scripts pack downloaded and enabled, and in your settings have your porthole settings set to 3D. Like, we're getting a lot of people that are complaining about like having a white box where the faction leader portraits would be, or their campaign selection screen is just messed up. If you have all the right packs downloaded and you have your porthole set to the right thing, that will fix those issues. Just make sure you have those things set right. Also, while I'm talking about faction leaders, here's the Abbasid faction leader that I forgot to include last time. Like in the all the faction leaders video. I somehow forgot to include the Abbasids, which is weird because they're like the first one. It's like, I don't know, I don't have an explanation for how I forgot, but here we go. Once we have all the faction leaders that we want to do, I'm going to do another video for the faction leaders, so you can put all the ones that are there. And if you want to see what we have planned, we have started a public Trello. This is something that Rise of Mordor, has been using for a very long time. Basically, you guys can see more specifically like what we're working on. You can see like what's done, what's in the pipeline, what's being actively worked on, what isn't being actively worked on but is planned. There's a lot of nifty goodies included in there as well, so I'm gonna make sure to include a link to that in the description of the video, like with all the other usual stuff. I think that will do for now. If you like what you see, feel free to subscribe for more content. We have a lot of awesome stuff planned, both in the mod and on this channel. Thank you for watching and have a nice day.